She is. So I have a napkin. Thanks. Oh. Okay. Am I so good? Okay. Save that for later. Hello! It's me, your favorite conceptual shit artist, the Bearded Queer, and welcome to the first episode of Follow That Queer, a show where I show you 6 of my favorite queer artists and then scream at you to follow that queer. Before we get started with the video today, I thought it might be a fun idea to tell you a little bit about me, your host. So yes, I am a conceptual shit artist from Denton, Texas, and that's about an hour north of Dallas. I like to do fun things, weird things, spooky things, funny things, a lot of things. I'm a queer of many talents.
Bitch queer.
I've been doing drag for about 5 years now. And this is 5 years of effort right here. Can you tell? I can't. I am the founder and producer of Alternative House Productions, a queer performance art collective based here in Denton, Texas. And we do shows, a lot of shows. We have the best shows. They're huge. They're great shows. I've heard a lot of people say a lot of good things about these shows. Nobody does shows like AHP. But enough about me. Contrary to my own belief, this show isn't about me. And as a Leo, that's hard for me to understand sometimes. So let's go ahead and get into this show with our first queer, Danny Foxtrot. Danny Foxtrot is a DFW-based, gender-non-conforming drag king and queerlesque performer. With training in dance and theater, this suave king loves to take the stage and leave audiences dancing. He's got more flair than Fred Astaire. This fox will leave you swooning with his sly moves, theatricality, and fun character work. They have competed for several drag competitions and pageants. Most recently in the top 7 of Season 3 of The Queer Off. They received First Alternate in Mr. Seba All-American MI in 2018, as well as won Charlie's Chicago #popular drag competition in 2018. They were also nominated for Best Queerlesque Performer in Denton in 2018 and Best Drag King in 2019 from the Denton Arts and Music Awards. They perform frequently with Glitter Bomb Denton at Andy's Bar, Tuesday Teas, and Mustache Envy at Sue Ellen's in Dallas, and they will be in the Nocturnal Teas Burlesque Festival this fall. They really want to continue spreading the joy performing gives them, as well as tell stories through their art. They hope to expand their audience and travel more with their drag. They would also love to do more festivals in the future. So if you run a festival and you want a sickening ass drag king in your show, book Danny Foxtrot. They're right here. They're not doing anything. None of us are doing anything. We're in quarantine. Coronavirus! Coronavirus! Danny Foxtrot is giving me bold, giving me fun, giving me energetic. Your next queer is all the way from H-Town, H-Town, H-Town bitches. It's Preston Steamed. Preston Steamed is Houston, Texas's resident steampunk vampire king. He has been performing in drag as both a king and a queen for 2 years. His drag draws influence from emo, punk rock, steampunk, horror, and a love for all things alternative. Preston likes to push boundaries and blur gender lines, playing around with androgyny and gender fuckery. He wants to continue exploring the darker side of his drag with an endgame of getting on Dragula. Preston is a high-energy performer who wants to share his art with the world. 3 words that come to mind with Preston Steamed. Fuck me, daddy. But like, not in a sexual way. Like in a, your drag is so good, fuck me up, daddy. Unless, follow that queer? This next performer comes all the way from the Big D. And oddly enough, that's exactly what they call her behind the 7-Eleven. It's Sissy 2.0. Ha! Sissy's drag style is always evolving. But at the core, they are a comedy queen who always keeps it sexy. But they're not scared to get spooky from time to time. You can see them perform all over Dallas, Deep Ellum, Fort Worth, and other places. Their dream is to be like their drag idol Meatball from Dragula Season 1. Someday, they hope to have the opportunity to show their goods on Dragula as well. Or any show. She just wants to be hired, y'all. But overall, with their drag platform, they want to make a powerful mark on their community. She is passionate about anti-bullying, especially within our community. Their drag persona is all about love, fun, and comedy. She just wants everyone to see her point of view and enjoy life. Cissy is what I like to call the 3 S's. Sassy, spooky, sexy. Follow that queer! Oh, hi. You're just in time for my favorite part of the show.
Nepotism. Noun. Patronage bestowed or favoritism shown on the basis of family relationship, as in business and politics. The Bearded Queer was accused of nepotism when they featured members from the House of Alternatives on their web series Follow That Queer.
Remember, kids, nepotism is fine as long as you're honest about it. Give it up for EctoBabble! EctoBabble is a game artist and hobby artist who paints and crafts. They perform on Twitch TV, YouTube, and in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. The goal in their art is to figure out who they are and to be at peace with that, and grow from it. They want to create the content through a person that they craved when they were younger and scared. And that's what EctoBabble is to them. EctoBabble celebrates creativity, talking to others, and the enjoyment of being with those you care about and meeting new friends. Since creating EctoBabble, they no longer throw away the art that they work so hard on. EctoBabble has helped them grow to appreciate themselves and the art they do. And Ecto says, be kind to yourself. Life is rough. It will always feel like things are happening out of your control. But the one thing that you can control is how kind you are to yourself. And you are the most important thing in your life, so that is most important. There are no other words to describe EctoBabble besides creative genius. Like, they are. I think they are. They're just fucking phenomenal. I love them so much. Follow that queer. This next queer likes to sit in my tree and shit on my car every morning. It's Birdie Holly. Birdie Holly will rock your treetops all night long. This bite-sized femme hails from Dallas, Texas, and has been dazzling stages all across the South since 2017. She is a has-been of part of productions Birdie, what the fuck were you smoking? She has been a part of productions such as the Texas Queerlesque Festival, Big D Burlesque Festival, Salty Lady Burlesque, Fringe with Benefits, and Viva's Burlesque. She was also recently voted Best Burlesque in Denton for 2019. When she isn't making audiences' hearts flutter, you can catch Birdie interviewing queers and allied creatives with Marie Dement on her podcast, What the Found. This little bird can't wait to send you soaring. Birdie Holly is giving me classy, vintage Cadillac. Birdie Holly is a Cadillac. Follow that queer. This next queer is brought to you by the Cleveland Steamers. It's Anhedonia Delight! Escaped from the mental ward, Anhedonia Delight is Cleveland's premier drag queen for all things mild to wild. Self-proclaimed Cleveland's fatale of filth, she is especially inspired by the bizarre, strange, and horrific. Anhedonia's drag style ranges from grotesque to burlesque and incorporates references to cult films and satire. Although her work is adaptive and fit for all audiences, she prefers performances that are conceptual, shocking, and gory. She is entirely self-taught in hair, makeup, and she especially prides herself as the only Ohio-based circus stilt walker. Anhedonia produces and hosts monthly alternative-themed shows at the Grog Shop in Cleveland entitled Glam Gore, where she showcases a variety of performance artists ranging from pageant queens to drag super monsters. Anhedonia celebrates her third year performing as an entertainer performing across Ohio. She has had the privilege to perform for many Ohio colleges, the Cleveland Opera Theater, the Ohio Burlesque Festival, the Cleveland Drag Showcase, Pride in the CLE, and even the Austin International Drag Festival. They eventually want to audition for Dragula, and they see themselves traveling and taking more bookings to where they can make an even larger living off their drag. Anhedonia's drag is crazy, kooky, and couture. Oh, follow that queer! Well, that's our show, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in to the first episode of Follow That Queer. You can find all the links to follow the queers featured in this episode in the description box below. Follow the show on Instagram at followthatqueer. And remember, if you want your queer art featured on this show, slip into my DMs and whisper sweet nothings because nobody else is. Do you want new videos before anybody else? Subscribe to my Patreon for only $1 a month at patreon.com/thebeardedqueer. And one more time for the people in the back. That's patreon.com/thebeardedqueer. You can catch new episodes of Follow That Queer every Friday on YouTube. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. And tap that little bell icon so you're notified every time I upload a new video. Tune in next week to figure out if Kevin? Tune in next week and we'll finally figure out who fucked up